Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Advice to Think Twice. My name is Monica and I'm here with your weekly advice readings for the week starting March 13th, 2017. And this is going to be a tarot and psychic messages for the week. You have your work and finance tarot readings for the week, and so I wanted to make sure that you also have a general tarot reading for the week for those of you who are not necessarily interested, okay, in just work and finance. It's going to be a general reading, okay, so several areas of life that we're going to be looking at briefly, okay. Since these are weeklies, in order to be able to keep them up, I need to keep them rather short because they do take a lot of time, so that's why they're a little bit shorter. But we are also incorporating the psychic messages, the channeled messages, in this weekly. So for the general weeklies, we're going to have a tarot portion and then the channeling portion. And this way you should have something to relate to if you relate better to tarot, or if you relate better to channeling. Hopefully you'll have everything you need in this video to give you an idea of what's coming up for you in the week. Of course, as usual, these are general readings, so they're not going to apply to everybody watching, or not in the same way. The tarot may apply, the psychic messages not so much, or the psychic messages make sense, but the tarot doesn't apply for you this week, okay? Anything's possible, so try and keep an open mind. Also, make sure to watch your moon and rising sign readings for additional insight. They may give you additional messages as to what may be coming up for you in the week, and so they may resonate better with you than your sun sign at times when it comes to general readings. Of course, if you need more guidance that is specific to just you, all the links to my website for private readings are in the description box below. And we are running special offer readings at this time, so it would be a good time to check them out if you're interested in a private reading. Okay, so that being said, let's have a look at what the week has in store for each of the signs. I hope you enjoy your readings, that you have a wonderful week. Enjoy, and I'll talk to you again really soon. Take care. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your reading for the week. Sorry you had to wait. I just couldn't finish the weeklies yesterday because I was posting these on 13th and I couldn't finish. So I got up really early on the 14th, and so now I'm going to post them. I'm getting them done and posted. And it's very early and my voice is not fully awake yet, so apologies for that. And I have something warm here to help me out with that, with my voice. But let's just jump in. Hopefully you can hear me clearly enough. So let's look at your tarot portion and then the channeled messages portion, okay? In your current situation, we do have the Five of Swords reversed. So with the Five of Swords reversed, this talks about potentially an issue with the fire sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This would be, it could be in work, it could be in your circle of friends, someone who's a gossip, someone who is being intentionally rude, someone who's a backstabber, someone who is getting away with more than they need to, someone who's being intentionally argumentative and hurtful, okay? This may have already happened with this being reversed. And so I feel that for a lot of you, you're dealing with the aftermath of this situation, okay? With the Five of Swords, it is an empty victory. The person doing this is most likely someone who's a bully, someone who likes to be in control, someone who likes to hurt people with their words, someone who likes to make other people feel bad so that they can feel better about themselves, okay? And we all know at least one person like that in our lives, unfortunately. Good news is, as soon as we learn how to handle these people and we change our approach, we change our energy in terms of, no, you know what, I don't deserve this. As soon as we kind of set those new ground rules, good news is these kinds of people won't even show up in our lives anymore, because our vibration changes and they don't match that vibration, so they're not going to be able to come back into our lives, okay? So this is your current situation. And I can see that they really got to you. I can see that they really pushed your buttons. They really got to you, okay, with the Five of Swords here. What you should do or could do to ease the situation, to help your current situation. We do have the Queen of Cups upright. So with the Queen of Cups upright, she is the diplomat. She is the bigger person. She is the compassionate one. What this card is basically telling you is, don't let this person change who you are. because typically you're very kind, you're very nurturing, you're very giving. All right, so don't let one person, or having dealt with this kind of person a few times, don't let that affect you in terms of you losing that innocence, that hope in people, that kindness. Okay. With the Queen of Cups here, it's also a card that says you know what to do here, you know what the right thing to do is, and so it's finding that balance of, or between, getting it out, okay, so you don't hold that in, you don't hold that grudge or anger in, or hurt, but at the same time it's not about going off balance and letting your emotions rule you to the point where your ego takes in and you actually become one of these people. Okay, so there's a fine line there, but you can walk it. Okay, if anyone can, you can. So with the Queen of Cups here, it is asking you to see the bigger picture in terms of, you know, that's who they are, that's what they're going through, that's what their experience is. It's a very sad experience. Okay, we're not being petty, we're not being condescending, but honestly, when someone lashes out like that, they are truly going through a rough time, a difficult time. They've got lots of issues, lots of hurt behind them that gets them to that point. And we're not making excuses for these people, but when we look at it from that kind of a perspective, we do tend to replace our feelings of hurt and anger towards that person with, I'm just going to say a prayer for that person because they need all the prayers they can get, and then I'm just going to release the situation. Okay, that's the kind of the spiritual approach, the compassionate approach with the Queen of Cups. If this is a situation going on in work or in an environment where there are other people, then the Queen of Cups could be someone in HR, or the Queen of Cups can be someone who's a therapist or a counselor if this is going on in family. She could be an actual therapist, a formal, official therapist, or she could be someone in the family. She could be a mother figure. She could be someone who is very kind, always has good advice. She can be impartial. Could be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and this person can have some really good advice to give you. Incidentally, I'm a Pisces, so I don't know, maybe this is what this is. What not to do here, what's going to make it worse actually. We do have the Seven of Swords upright. So the Seven of Swords upright is a card that talks about avoiding the situation, or responding in kind to this person, just less obvious. Okay, with the Seven of Swords, this is someone who's kind of taken away from a situation and they're not letting people know what they're doing. It is someone who could be avoiding the situation. So instead of speaking up, they're kind of keeping their words to themselves. They're not liking the situation. Okay, it's still very much dealing with anger or hurt or resentment, but instead they're saying, you know what, I'm just going to keep this to myself, and if I have the opportunity, I'm going to get them back, or when they least expect it, I'm going to say something that really hurts their chances, or something like that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, it takes a lot to get you to that point. Okay, because you're usually the Queen of Cups. You know, you're down to earth, you're very compassionate, you give people the benefit of the doubt, so it takes a lot to get you to this point where you just want to run away from a situation because you don't like what it's doing to you, or you're actually thinking, you know what, when they least expect it, I'm going to hurt them back. Okay, so the message here is don't avoid the situation, don't run away from it, don't ignore this situation. Don't ignore it, it doesn't mean engage this person and have that fight with them, but don't ignore it means learn from it. Okay, look at it from the outside, learn from it, maybe say a prayer for the person, for the situation, and then release it. Okay, but don't ignore it, don't try to run away from it, because it kind of still latches onto you. Okay, and don't do anything sneaky, don't do anything you shouldn't be doing, basically. Okay, with the Seven of Swords, because it's a card that, you know, it says you will be caught, you will be found out if you do this, just because this is not your nature. You know what I mean? When someone who's really, really good is trying to do something that's not that good, they get caught because it's not in their nature. They don't know how to think that far ahead, to cover their own back or anything like that. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of situation. So don't let this change you. All right, it's not worth it, truly. In the outcome position, we do have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, I'm just going to put it out there, the Page of Swords reversed does talk about someone being caught. If you're doing sneaky stuff, you will get caught. Okay, if this is not you, if this is the other person, then they will get caught, okay? And then this Seven of Swords here means don't stoop to their level, don't do what they're doing. You be honest, you be upfront, wear your heart on your sleeve. If it's a professional situation, then try to keep emotion to a minimum, because it doesn't look good when someone goes in an office and starts making a scene and cries. They lose credibility. That's the only thing, okay? If it's in a therapy session or a counseling session situation, then it's okay to show emotion. Just again, make sure that you get your message across before you burst out into tears, okay? And it is a difficult situation. It's a very unfair situation. I can see that here, and I know how difficult it can be to deal with when you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, and yet this person just has it out for you, okay? But I do believe in karma, and so if we are to take the spiritual approach here, they're saying, let them be. They're gonna get what they deserve. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to wish them ill, okay? Be the person that you are, rise above, learn from the experience, and let it go, okay? So in the outcome position with the Page of Wands reversed, it is talking about an imposter being found out, and it's swords again. So whoever this is for you, the Gemini, the Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising person who does this, they're gonna get found out. They're gonna get caught, okay? Communication will resume is what I hear here as well. So if this person has been causing communication issues or blockages in terms of gossiping to people about you or spreading rumors about you, and so people have been starting to avoid you or something like that, communication will resume. The truth will be revealed, okay? The Page of Swords reversed can also represent good news or news that you're happy to receive, because upright, it can also talk about challenging news or bad news, okay, sometimes. But here I'm getting good news. I'm getting the block is removed. The situation is exposed for what it is. Everyone knows what's going on, and so you kind of come out on top there because you kept yourself composed. You kept being the good person that you are. You didn't stoop to the level of this person, and karma is on your side, okay? And with this, you know, for some of you, it's just getting started this week. So this week, a conversation happens that kind of sets the process on the right track in terms of being revealed and being resolved. But for those of you who can, because it is a big effort, don't get me wrong, for those of you who can rise above, and it doesn't mean don't let it get you, because that's impossible. You're all human. But for those of you who can rise above and remember who you are, and just say a prayer for this person and hope for the best, that everything's going to be sorted, not reacting in kind, okay, in the same way. It's just going to be done this week. Everything's going to be resolved this week, okay? If you manage to take this guidance. Let's look at your channeled messages. Okay, so we have helpless and hopeless here. So it kind of ties in with the tarot portion a little bit here, at least in certain aspects. So I'd like us to do the same exercise that we did last week for your intuition and connecting with your own guides, where you take a few deep breaths in, close your eyes, clear your head. It can take a few seconds, it can take a couple of minutes. Pause the video if you have to, and then open your eyes and look at the card and just take it all in. Don't analyze it, let it come to you, okay? What this does, it's a beautiful exercise for your intuition, listening to your intuition, connecting to your intuition. And it's also a way for your guides to speak directly to you when you opened up to them, okay? So it's a way for you to get a personal, direct message yourself out of this general reading that may or may not apply. And again, you can pause the video and do that for as long as you need to. Let me just tune in here and see what else we're getting. So for some of you, it's tying into the tarot portion and you're thinking about leaving because of this situation. And the message here is don't act too hastily. Don't act from a place of fear. Don't act from a place of anger, okay? Calm down, find your peace, find your balance, and then decide what you want to do about the situation, okay? For others, I'm seeing help coming your way, maybe a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. In a situation where you're stuck, there's a fire sign coming. This person could be a friend. For some of you, it's a friend showing up and talking to you and giving you ideas. And for others, this is someone you see on the TV, or this is someone you see online, or someone you read about, who really inspires you to see other options apart from the ones you're looking at and you felt stuck. For those of you, if you have a big trip planned, big or small, okay, where you have to leave the city, or you have to go into the countryside, or leave the country or something like that as well, okay, if you have one of those big trip plans during this week, just make sure you take extra precaution, because it could be that you get a flat tire. If you're traveling by car, make sure you have a spare, make sure you have all your tools with you, because I'm seeing someone on the side of the road just waiting for the recovery vehicle to come find them, and the sun is setting, so you've been there a while. So just take extra precautions, you'll be fine. You could be experiencing delays if you're flying or anything like that. There could be delays. So just make sure you have either enough money to buy yourself some food, or you just have some food with you, like protein bars or anything like that you can carry with you. Just prepare for that, okay? If we're prepared for a situation, it may not even happen, okay? And that's how we can change an outcome that we don't like. We just prepare for it, and it may not even happen. I'm seeing an award or a prize of sorts. So it could be that there's a conflict, or there's tension, or there's just extreme competition over a prized situation. For some of you, that could be a job, a prized job, okay, a prized position. For others, it's about a promotion, and people are literally killing each other to get ahead, stabbing each other in the back, that sort of thing. So it kind of again ties in with the tarot here. Whatever this is for you, whatever there's very intense competition for in your life, first of all, take a step back and really think about it in terms of, is that really what I want, or is it really worth it? If it is what you truly want, then the way forward is not to get involved and mixed up with all the ruthless, is what I hear, people. You let the work speak for itself. Again, stay in your integrity. Be the diplomat, be the professional. And for some of you, I am seeing that prize being offered to you as a result. And for others, I see that when you take a step back and assess the situation in terms of, is it really worth it? I feel that you may hear of, or see even, indications that it's not a fair fight. That's what I hear. It's not a fair fight. There could be nepotism, there could be corruption there. So when you take a step back and reassess, you're going to see this, and you're going to see that actually it's not worth getting involved, because it's going to hurt you more than anything. And probably that position is already set aside for someone else. And this feels like, you know, big companies, corporations, and for those of you who actually work in a smaller office of a big company, that comes up, okay, that makes sense. I also see, keep your feet on the ground. Your emotions may be playing up this week, or it's your hormones for some of you. For others, it's exhaustion, and so you're not thinking straight. But you could have a tendency to overreact, or to make mountains out of molehills. I have a Virgo moon, and when I get exhausted and drained, I can see the Virgo moon come out. And that's what it feels like when you're just worried, when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're worried about, oh my God, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? There's got to be something else. Okay, what else? That kind of energy. Okay, so know that that may be the case for some of you. And when you see yourself get to that point, just take a few deep breaths. Try to clear your head. Try to give yourself a break if at all possible. And then go back to the situation. You're going to see a way out. You're going to see options. You're going to see anything and everything that you didn't find before, that you were struggling to find before, okay? It's about the mindset here. For others, this is about being stuck in a situation where you have to make a choice and you're overthinking things, because they're showing me the Two of Swords. You're overthinking things. There's two options. It's impossible to know everything about these two options. You kind of have to go on instinct. But because you're afraid of making the wrong choice, you're overthinking things. You're trying to look for extra confirmation, because I feel that they're giving you your confirmation. Your guides are giving you your confirmation, or they're giving you direction in terms of this is a good way for you, go this way. But again, because you're worried and you're overthinking things, you may ask for another confirmation and another confirmation and another confirmation, and that just confuses everything, okay? So if that's the case, if you find yourself in this kind of a position, the best way forward here is to, again, quiet the mind. All these swords here in the tarot portion as well, a lot going on in the mind this week, so the best place to be is not in your own head. Okay, so quiet the mind, do a little meditation, or just breathing exercises for a minute or 2 minutes, or as long as you need. Clear your head, then ask your question. First thing you hear, that's going to be your guidance, that's going to be your intuition, your guides talking to you, and just go for it. No more confirmations, no more second thoughts, just go for it, okay? Alright, so these are a few of the messages coming through for you here for this week. I hope they make sense and I hope they help. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Let me know what you think about the reading, if it makes sense to you, if it resonates, if the tarot portion does, if the channel portion does, if both do. I'm really interested in your feedback, so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for joining me. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.